Cool, I'm cool.
What's
Right.
good with y'all, man? Hell, yeah, we got to roll, man. Yeah, we kind of late. What's time is it? Let's roll, man.
Fresh out.
Yeah,
What's
man.
What's
up?
Let's roll with it, man. Hold on.
good?
Let's roll with it, man.
There it is.
Hey,
Hey.
hey. It's that Wednesday spot, man.
Coming in. Live and direct.
F to the R to the S to the H to the O to the U to the T. That fresh out.
What's up?
Where you
What's
gas
happening?
out?
What's up?
What's going on with you brothers?
What's going
Got
down?
the
What's
excitement
going
next
down?
level.
Man, just sipping on a little Maltagoy in my life. That's all. You know, how you brothers doing?
Got that
Oh,
Goya.
Is that
What's
Bebo
your name,
Gonzalez?
dog?
You Bebo Gonzalez down with that
Man,
morning?
Almost
it's a
dog.
cross
He
between
got that grass cutting lawn service, and now he done met the owner's daughter.
Hey.
Right.
Yeah,
Oh,
I needed a equity stake in the ID lawn care business, but I needed a
Hey,
side
man.
hustle, so I needed to get my Bebo
Okay.
pricing going.
Yeah.
Here's
Okay.
another morning without
yeah,
you.
bro. Stick to
Yeah.
pot.
Hey, first of
How you
all,
brothers
this is
doing?
the most dangerous podcast because
right.
we
You
tell
know,
the truth around here. That's why we the most
You know
dangerous
it.
podcast, man.
That's
We
right.
got the illest panel, man. We got LB from Detroit, man,
You know
holding it
what's
down.
What
up.
up?
Go ahead,
What
go
up?
ahead and
What
say
up?
who's
Dog.
right hand man?
No.
Right hand man.
Trick's right hand man.
Oh, Trick.
And
Yeah, that's
Kwame
right. Yeah, yeah.
Kilpatrick's man, right hand dude.
Right
Got him out
hand.
of jail.
Yeah. Word.
Chris Webber's
good.
front
And he's
man.
the biggest donor at Jalen Rose's academy, man. LB was
Shut
good.
up.
Right.
That's
He
right,
fronted.
baby.
He fronted Chris Webber that bread. Yeah.
Man.
He was
Now
the dude that
moolah
Chris
dough.
Webber was talking about that gave him the bread.
Yeah.
Right. He was an old man.
Slid it
they
under
were
the
talking
table.
about. But really was a young dude named L. Beezy.
Oh my goodness.
Y'all heard it from the man himself. How it slid and where.
LBMF. That's all y'all need to know. It was LBMF. Just know that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah, what's up, fellas? It's good to be here on this lively Wednesday.
Oh man,
Man,
every
we got
Wednesday's
Circle
lively.
City's finest, man, that Bebo Bryson,
Yeah.
dog. What's good
That's
with
right,
you,
baby.
You know
Bryson.
what I'm saying?
Bebo Bryson, here's another morning without you. Here's another day. Will I get through without breaking down?
What?
Go ahead, Bebo. Get it.
You get
Can
in
you
your
stop
bag
the
this
rain though?
time.
Can you stop the rain? That's
Hey.
all Bebo
Wow.
Bryson needs to know. Can you stop it?
And we got that Koofy Turner, man, that Jay
Koofy
Camp in the
Turner the
building, dog.
third.
What's goody? Koofy Turner.
Stop! I'm gonna say it
At
for
your
you, L.
service.
Let me get it for you, L. I'm gonna spare your vocal cords this go round. Stop.
Koofy
with you,
Turner
Jay?
at your service.
All right.
Jay, what's going down with you, man?
What's going on down there in Tampa?
Man, all work, no play, man. At
Goodness
least in my
gracious.
neck of the woods.
Okay.
You know.
Okay.
First of all, if y'all not following us, man, hit that like button, man. Definitely, man.
likes.
Like you can call in tonight, man, if you want to. If you want
What?
to call
Call
in,
it
and
in.
whatnot,
Likes.
man. we want to get you on the show, you know, whatnot,
For
man. We got a
sure.
crazy show tonight, man. This is the thing. That should tell you what's going on with the show tonight. That should tell you what's going on with the show. It's shot tonight. We going in tonight, man. Follow us on Instagram. Fresh out without the E, man. You know what's going down. Every Wednesday we here at 9:30, man. As long as we paying the bills, electricity's on, we here. But tonight, man, we have to talk about LB's favorite rapper, Jay-Z.
I can take this one.
Got inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, man.
Shout out
Yes.
to Jay.
First
Shout
of
out
all,
to
man,
Jay on
salute
that
to
one.
the dude, man. You know, at the end of the day,
Yeah.
man, we grew up listening to Jay. I remember when I used to work at
Salute.
Blockbuster Music, man. That's when I first got the Reasons Doubt, man. I only got it because it had Biggie on it. Next thing you know, I became a Jay fan, and ever since then, man, like he's been dropping classics, man. Like starting with L, man. Like, what's your thoughts on the, you know, getting into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame so quick, by the way, and
Okay.
then also just, you know, just going through and going to high school, college, man, listening to Jay, man. What did Jay, you know, and his music kind of do for you?
You know what, man? This is honestly, it's kind of a milestone just because we know what the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame is about, and it's usually not for rappers. It's kind of tough for rappers to get in there. So so whenever a rapper does, it is a nice accomplishment. On another level, I don't think that making it into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame really says much from kind of the way that critics, like actual hip hop critics, kind of judge things. You know what I'm saying? I just think that it's more about like your impact on music overall and culture overall, right? And but I would say that like most people, even if the moment they have the hip hop Hall of Fame, like Jay-Z's easily in there because he has had a lot of those same accomplishments. But I don't think getting into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame really like indicates anything to the hip hop fan base, really. But huge accomplishment for him, man. And Jay-Z was definitely the soundtrack of college for me, for sure. I mean, every big hit he had, I was, that would have been like 98 to 03 was my window in college, and you can just think of the number of hits that were there. The Rock La Familia is one of my favorite little
man.
kind of
Yeah.
not super popular Jay-Z joints, but I remember that one just going crazy. And then just everybody he introduced us to, all the accomplishments he's made with like money and business and all of those other things. He just really showed like a path that you can take with rap, because we know prior to the Jay-Z era people, you know what I'm saying, rappers kind of didn't go on, you know what I'm saying? If you go, in that generation, just right before the Ron DMCs, the Big Daddy Kanes, them type of cats, they were just right there before like the Jay-Z and Nas, and even like Fat Joe at that time, right? A lot of those guys, they didn't have extended careers, you know what I'm saying? So it was good that he showed us a version of having an extended career, kind of like Master P showed us a version of having an extended career. 50 Cent is showing us a different way with like the TV and stuff. Master P kind of with independence, and Jay-Z kind of just like showing you within the music. And then even just coming out, later in age and doing the 40. What was that last album with the OJ joint on it,
Talking
man?
about the
444.
444.
The 444, right? To come out with that good of an album that late in his age as a rapper, I think it really started to just kick that door open for a lot of other rappers that were like close to him in age, and like, yo,
Right.
you know what? I'm gonna go back to the lab. I'm gonna really like put something
Mhm.
down and really try to like show that, yeah, even at however old I may be, I can still create a really good rap album, man. So he's done a ton, man. I couldn't cover it all, but that's just the little highlights that kind of jumped in my mind real quick.
Bebo, what you thinking, man, as far as just legacy, man, and also just the overall, like when he was rapping, it was a contact sport. For him to make it through,
It
you know what I'm
was,
saying?
yeah. Yeah.
What's your thoughts on the whole Jay-Z legacy?
I mean, just from the shell of it all, everything that LB stated was very spot on. Jay-Z has always been that person that has surpassed hip hop to me. Um,
Yeah,
whether you like him or
definitely.
not, he's transcended hip hop, and he's kind of into, his own mold, if you will. So it's not surprising that at some point he would be inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. I mean, people don't even just view him as just a rapper anymore. He's seen as much more from an entrepreneur standpoint, from a business or a business minded standpoint, from just a multitude of facets and fashions. And I know there's more that goes in depth to it, to his legacy, but just at least from the shell of it, and how long he's been at it, with the level of relevancy that he's been able to maintain, it's not surprising that he's been able to maintain his stance within such an induction as this. So now I agree with L as well, to the point where I don't believe that this induction takes him any higher than where he is right now. It's just another notch on
Okay.
his belt.
Okay.
At
I'm
least,
gonna come back. I'm gonna
from
come
what
back to you on that. I'm coming back to you on that.
okay.
J Camp, what's your thoughts, man? Just on the J joint. I know, when we were in college, man, you weren't a J fan like that. He was a nice dude. But what do you think as far as accomplishments and man, it just does this put him over the top? Is he the best rapper of all time with these accolades?
I'll answer that last question like in a minute, but just the optics of it, man. Like this is huge, man. I mean,
for sure.
Bars.
once you hit that global iconic stage and you land in like the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, like LB said, no, like Bebo said, like you transcended, like you transcending hip hop. I mean, outside of like Snoop, I can't think of too many other hip hop legends that just transcend the sport, so to speak.
Yeah.
I mean, I to me it feels good, man, just to say I grew up listening to like my adult years. I grew up listening to like that type of legend. Because I mean, I put Jay up there with like Pac, Big.
Oh yeah,
like I said, he's in that he's in that stratosphere. And while he may not be like my favorite rapper, I've always had a more than healthy respect for Jay-Z. He's definitely in the hip hop shrine. So I mean, the fact that you're in the hip hop shrine and you made Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, I've always said to me that makes him the best hip hop artist.
Yeah.
To me.
Okay.
I'm not saying he's the most gifted or most talented.
Yeah, because it's different. Those are different things.
It's different. But
well,
best.
this is the thing, man. I don't know if y'all saw the Squid Game, you know what I'm saying, on Netflix, but he's like the winner of Squid Game. Like he used everybody, man. Like of course he gave Dame like a sneak diss. Thank you. He didn't say anything to Jazzo. Jazzo put him on, you know what I'm saying? Like he didn't say anything about Big Daddy Kane. He gave a shout out to Obama.
He tried to do the Jazzo like on a tweet later or something like that.
Yeah, so like you gave Obama a shout out, but not Jazzo?
Right.
I mean, I do agree with that though. I mean, he did kind of miss the mark with that. But at the end of the day, I mean, I'm glad he did kind of give Dame his flowers, man, because they did start an empire. And I mean, you can't without Dame, Jay is not where he's at.
He's not the person he was. Yeah,
he's not. He has to acknowledge that. So at least he did. Whether it was one of those, I cut his nuts out, like whether it was one of those,
cut the nigga's nuts out.
Right. Irregardless, he still
got that Jesse Jackson in
still
him.
gave him a shout out.
That Messy Jesse.
That Messy
Jesse though.
He still gave him a shout out though.
Nigga ain't shit.
Yeah.
He still gave him a shout out. You got to. He even said, even though we don't see eye to eye on things, man. So I respect that. Yeah. I mean, for me at least, my respect for Jay-Z like went up a few notches. Because he at least acknowledged, you know what I'm saying? Look, I got to give this dude his flowers, even though we really don't see eye to eye.
Okay.
Oh, and this is a question right here, man. Do you think the breakup, I mean, we all grew up during these times. Do you think the breakup was more female based or was it more business based, in your opinion?
See,
I think it was a little bit of both. Go ahead, El. You got it, man.
It could have been a little. It could have been a little bit of both, but I do think that the business aspect of things probably carried the greater percentage, right? So maybe it was like 70-30 or something like that. The reason that I say that is just because is if you look at the way that both of them have handled business, they just legitimately have two different philosophies about how you should handle business. And not that I believe one is right or one that's wrong. Like I like the way that Dame moves. I like the way that he goes about things. I like some of the brash talk and the getting back at people and being like, man, you can't do this. You know what I'm saying? And you kind of see with Jay-Z likes to do this sort of like get along while I can till I get to a point, and then I'll make some adjustments and then get along a little bit more. He's not really a like I'm gonna cut you off at the nuts. Like that's not him. You know what I'm saying? He likes to be more like I'm gonna go into the NFL and I'm gonna fix the NFL from the inside. I'm gonna go be the president of Def Jam and I'll go fix Def Jam by being the president. Where Dame Dash is more of like nah, man, I'm gonna start my whole own thing. I'm gonna own the whole thing and I'm gonna build it all the way up to the top. And Jay-Z's just not about that. He's just in a different space. But I respect both. I think there's some value in having both of them. But I could see how you take those two things and make a company out of it. And you got one guy like, nah, we need to kind of, slide in over here. And the other guy's like, burn it down, man. We'll rebuild the whole thing. I got the bricks in the back. Like it's just two different total.
Well, this is the thing, man. Like, what do you think would have happened if they would have stayed together?
Oh, that's a real good question.
Because remember, they were getting MOP, they had Twister, they had Cam at some point.
Yeah. They had a squad.
Oh, wow. That's kind of hard to say. I think if they were together, without going into
Young Guns was booming at the time.
Yeah, at the time.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know if Jay would have been as big as he is now. And I literally don't know because as indicated before, you're talking about two different personality types. Dame Dash is real brash. He, oftentimes could be said to have, to go overboard with certain situations, with his personality type, whereas Jay-Z is, he's the passive aggressive type or very laid back, you know what I'm saying? Right. Or just really like non-aggressive about any, or, however you want to call it. And, again, there's more details to that, former relationship than can be expressed here on this episode. But I don't know that Jay-Z would have been on the billionaire status. I really don't know.
I agree 100%.
Okay.
I think Dame Dash would have been in a similar stance wherever he's at. I'm not in that man's pockets, but Jay-Z, he's on that level, so to speak. So I just don't know that Jay would have transcended as far as he had if he was with Dame. And I'm not saying, right or wrong or whatever. I'm just saying I think there's a possibility of some level of limitation had he continued to stay with Dame.
Well, this thing, Jay, let me ask you these questions. The dude is friends with Biggie.
Yeah.
Biggie dies.
Yeah.
He smashes Charlie Baltimore. He smashes Becky with the good hair. We know who that is.
Yeah.
He signs Kanye, his mentor, or a mentor that he is to Kanye.
Yeah.
He signs him to a lifetime deal to get all his masters from Def Jam.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Is he Outpost swag? Does he have the Outpost swag, man?
But Lucas, man? I hate to say this, but sometimes you got to have a little bit of that in you to kind of burst.
Because he pretty much 48 Laws of Power his way out of the game, man.
Well, okay, let me preface. I'm saying then, like when I say then, I'm speaking. We still didn't really have that type of stake in hip hop yet, as far as like ownership stake. I feel like Jay-Z went that I will do what it takes route, and I feel like some of that may have been necessary back then for him to get to where
let's be 100. He was dating Aaliyah, and Aaliyah
it's
broke up with him
swag.
because
it's definitely
he did an album with R. Kelly.
Yeah. Why wouldn't you?
But that's what I'm saying. So I think we now have perspective on where his mindset was back then.
I think we can also agree that he did use a lot of people getting to the place that he.
Absolutely he did. That's what I'm saying.
Let's just go ahead and get to the crux of this. He used a lot of people.
He did
exactly, and that's why I'm giving ID his props, because he's basically saying we have a timeline.
You laying out the cards for us, ID.
We have multiple.
We know what the answer is.
It's hard for me to say he wasn't on that swag.
And that's the other side that I didn't want to go into right yet. Go ahead.
And looking back at it, had he not been on that, would he be where he's at right now?
Nah, definitely.
Remember, Jay's whole thing. Jay came in with a milli, dog. He came in with the bread. He only dropped Reasonable Doubt just because he wanted to rap. And then really in my lifetime, Diddy messed the whole album up. But then when Hard Knock Life hit, it was like, oh, yo, I could really run this game, man. And then you get Leor over here whispering stuff in his ear like, hey, man, I can do this for you if you do this.
Facts.
I mean,
absolutely.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Man.
He used a lot of people. He stepped on a lot of people. to get to the place that he's at.
I-
And I think we could
Yep.
say this about several of our moguls as well.
Yep,
Diddy,
absolutely.
and a
Yeah,
few others out there.
yeah. Man, them dudes, they threw some dirt on some bodies.
Oh yeah.
We know that, but they would
Mhm.
not be where they are today without throwing that dirt on them bodies, man. I mean, that's
Yeah.
that's it is what it is, man. I mean,
Yeah,
I'm
man.
not gonna take it away from his career. I'm not saying that I respect some of those deeds, but
Yeah. Yeah.
you know, I still have to tip my cap though, because hey, he was successful at being grimy. I mean, it is what it is.
Well, yeah,
you
I
know.
mean, he's success. He
Yeah,
has, and his image is mostly intact. Even from the grimy things that we know. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, he was like the passive aggressive Cobra Commander. Is basically what he was.
I mean, like I said, at the end of the day, man, like he played the Squid Games to a T. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
He literally did it.
Facts.
I mean, like I said, the music is undeniable. He always made good albums. You gotta give him that. Like I can
Yeah.
separate the music from the person.
But
Do I love
but
his
that's
music?
the
Yes.
catalyst for all of it, though, right?
Right.
Because
Yeah,
if he's never making any good music, he never gets the opportunity to sort of like step on these fools' necks. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah. I mean, like you 100%. You are 100% correct, man.
But as
But
soon
like I
as he
said,
got
you know-
that chance, boy, he put that foot on that neck.
Yeah, I mean, shout out
Exactly.
to
He
him,
did.
man. And like I said,
Yeah.
I can separate music from the person. So
For sure.
it is what it is. What also LL got in real quick, just real quick, you guys. What's your
out to
thought on
L.
first of all,
Man.
LL looking like a damn MTV
Security
trophy.
Uh,
What y'all think
yeah,
about
man.
LL getting in at the same time as Jay though? Shouldn't LL got in before Jay? You know, but what's your thought on LL, man? You know what I'm saying? Real quick, just real quick.
LL definitely should have gotten in before Jay,
Yeah.
but
Facts.
Yeah.
regardless, he's in. That's another one of
Made
our
it.
icons that
Yeah.
definitely deserves it.
Yep.
His imprint in the game. I mean, dude is still really making music too.
Yeah.
LL might be the oldest artist still really relevant.
Well,
Facts.
yeah. I'm
Facts.
trying to think
I
of who's.
mean,
Well,
Probably
what,
under
how,
Snoop.
how old is
I'm
Ice-T?
talking about like at his
63?
age, because Snoop is probably about 10 years younger than LL.
Yeah,
Ice-T?
he's younger. Ice-T
At
is
least
63. I
7.
think. How old is LL? Is he 60?
I
LL's
don't think
gotta
he's
be
60. I don't
He
know.
like
Okay.
55, maybe 56.
Okay.
And how old is Too Short? I mean, I know it's
Short 60.
Dang.
Yeah. I
Okay.
think Short is like right at 60.
Okay.
Okay. Yep.
A year
Yeah.
younger than 60.
Yeah.
He's
But-
like
but yeah,
nipping
I would
60.
say-
hey man, LL's 53.
Okay.
Okay.
53 for LL.
That's out the
Ice-T
chain.
is
Ice-T is
63.
63.
Yep. And
Okay.
then
Shout out
what
to
is Snoop
AB's
Dogg?
daddy though, you know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Somewhat AB's dad.
But LL deserved that, man. I mean,
Yeah,
Yeah,
he
no,
did.
his body of work speaks for
his
itself.
body
man.
work speaks for
Absolutely.
itself.
Shout
and
out
he's
to
been
LL.
one of the
Yeah.
best pound for pound too.
Oh
you
yeah,
know,
man.
that
Yeah.
the game is seen. You know, I mean,
Yeah.
if we treat him like boxing, I mean,
Mhm.
he's right up there with, you know what I'm saying, the Tysons, the Ali's,
I
all
feel
them
you.
dudes. That's
Yep.
LL.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's
I mean,
up
you
there.
Well, hey.
can't deny his longevity, man. You know what I'm saying?
No,
Well,
you
and
Right.
cannot.
You can't deny
And
it.
shouts out to NCIS Los Angeles, the show that he's been on for like a decade or so. You know what I'm
That's
saying?
true. That's true.
Like his kids gonna be eating off of NCIS Los
That's right.
Angeles. You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
Because that mother's gonna be syndicated for the next 30, 40 years or
Yeah.
something. So,
Oh yeah.
And
you know,
LL was like that real good braggadocious, like competitive rapper too, man, when he first came
Oh,
out
yeah.
too.
oh yeah, nah, he went after it, man. He went after it.
Yeah.
So
Shout out
definitely
to
shouts
LL.
out to
man.
LL. It's good. It's
Out.
good to see him in there for sure.
I wouldn't expect to see that. I was not expect. I'd rather see a cartoon.
Nah.
Oh,
First of all, Fetty Wap lost his eye. He lost his girl.
Hey,
Lost his career. Now he's
Hey.
losing his freedom, man.
damn, bless.
Oh,
So-
man.
I mean, first of all, he was about to perform at Rolling Loud, which to me, I think Rolling Loud's paid for by the FBI. So they're like, yo, if we want to get an indictment on
Yikes.
somebody, we know they're gonna be there. Let's just
It
invite them.
seemed like
They
that.
can't not come here.
It
Not
seems
so
like
he got
but
picked up before he-
yikes. I heard that.
Duh.
Oh man.
So he got picked up, man, on some RICO charges.
Some
And
serious.
it looks like
Rio
they're
charges.
gonna stick, man. It looks like some stuff like that's gonna stick. But obviously, like he was like he had some 50 Cent numbers, man, when he first dropped the Trap Queen joint.
Yeah.
Why do y'all think, just real quick, why do you think he fell off so quick, man? Like he had no staying power. We went from LL to this dude.
Same reason he got it, because he got hot too quick. He got hot too quick, and that's why he fell off too quick. There's something to be said for sort of like a slow grind, a slow boil to the top.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? It allows you to get used to things, you know, get people in and out of your life that you're supposed to. But if you go from, you know, 0 to 100, you know, real quick, like Drake talking about, but you know, you doing that in like 2 months, where somebody might have taken, 3, 4, 5 years to get to that spot. There's just the opportunity to make mistakes is so much greater at that pace of stardom. I mean, he shot out of nowhere, and when he did, he shot straight to the top, and he had like 5, 6, 7 of them joints that was just everywhere for so long. You couldn't get around him, man. And so I do think that ultimately was also his downfall.
BBP, jump in, man. What you thinking?
So I'll have a slightly different perspective, man.
Go ahead, bro.
Well,
go ahead, cool.
It's stop. No, but I mean, you have so many cases like this, situations like this, to where, you have the streets is always in these cats, even if they leave the streets.
Facts.
And this isn't his first run-in with the law. I mean, back in, I think it was 2017, he got pulled over in BK. I think it was like drunk driving, and reckless endangerment, and
he didn't see the danger.
Wow.
Stop, bro.
Wow.
Man.
My fault, man. My bad.
You had to get that one in.
My fault.
They coming
didn't
for
see the
Slim.
Well, I mean, and then obviously this year, he's not a stranger to that life, is what I'm trying to say.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? That lifestyle. I mean, even when you come out with their first single called, as you stated, the Trap Queen.
Trap Queen.
I mean, you know something about the trap. And now this, and couple that with the fact that it's not only just getting arrested for drugs, you got arrested by the FBI.
Yeah, man.
So chances are, if you got arrested by the FBI, that you likely have a solid case against you.
Well, yeah.
I'm not saying he's going to get arrested or
first of all, let's have LB Kwame Kilpatrick's man talk about legal stuff. Go ahead, man.
Let's just hear the numbers on it. Okay, there was 1.5 million in cash, 16 keys, 2 keys of heroin, fentanyl pills,
trick
and a rifle.
Man. This one, trick right here,
like bro, like all of that. They got you on all of that. Like
he was out there like winter coming.
Bro, if even 1/10 of those charges,
that wildfire camp,
it's crazy out here. But here's the part that's a little bit crazy is that they said life in prison is on the table for him, but it's still a little wild that like you can get life in prison for like carrying drugs. You know
and I bet you he didn't even. I bet he didn't even touch no drugs. I bet he just basically funded it for his mans and him. He did some Michael Vick type bull, you know.
Probably so.
I think it was the situation where it was being transported in like postal service vehicles or whatever.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, that was some wire type stuff, man. But like my thing is, like do you see more rappers doing this? Like we saw Casanova do the same thing with his homies and got locked up. Then I guarantee he about to snitch by Christmas.
Yikes.
We saw YFN Lucci, Hot Boy. Of course, LB's favorite artist, 6ix9ine. Do you see this trend for a lot of these young dudes who basically they can't fall off in their mind? You know what I'm saying?
Well, here's the thing, man. If it does, it's our fault. It's our generation's fault because we should be teaching these cats that like this is not what you're supposed to do. So if it does become a trend, it is totally on our generation because we for whatever reason. we not getting through to these younger guys, and I don't know why, but we got to do better than if this becomes a trend, you know.
J Camp, man, what's your last thoughts on my guy right here?
Man, it's a sad situation, man. I
Super
mean,
sad, man. He's so
yeah,
talented.
man.
Yeah, no. Let's be 100, man.
Well,
It's a
and
black
I was,
man getting caught, a talented black dude getting caught up on some crap, man.
yep,
Yeah,
and I
it
was gonna
is.
get to the music too. I
Okay.
mean, because I think ID asked a question like, why do you kind of fall off so fast? And I think
Yeah,
LB
yeah.
said he kind of hit it on the head a little bit, man, when you said that dude got hot too fast. Because I'm gonna tell you, man, when you win that, to me, he was making that Flow Rider type music, Flow Rider
Yeah,
and
yeah.
Pitbull. Like it's
Mhm.
hard to be in that lane, man.
Yeah, I
Very.
mean, he
really
could
is.
win. He could have win a commercial like at some point.
Yeah,
At some point,
for sure.
easily. But
Yeah.
when you don't continue to put them bangers out like Flow Rider and Pitbull be doing for them Latinx communities, man, because they
Yeah,
be in there going ham off that music.
Yeah, but the
Yes.
thing is too, to go along with what you're saying, you know, again, he came from that life, you know what I'm saying?
he
But
did. He
He
did.
did.
he likely, and I don't know this level, but I wouldn't be surprised if he didn't have that OG in his corner. You know what I'm saying? See, Jay-Z, and you know, he came from the streets too, but he had Jazzo on the side to put him on the game about, you know,
Do this.
do this,
Go
do that,
here.
what to do, what not to
Mhm.
do. Hey, here's the other side of the game. Here's this side
Right.
of whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
But then you have the other side, you know, your Fetty Wops, your, you know, Beanie Siegel at the times, and you know,
Yep.
way back
Yep.
when,
Yeah.
and like
I mean,
many,
plus
many other people who don't know how to
again,
handle that level of success once they get it,
we
Yeah.
have to see
or
what
just can't
these
let go of their past.
and we have to see
Fact.
what
Facts.
the ultimate outcome is. I mean, because
Yeah.
he might have a dope
Yeah.
lawyer. It might be some things that was
The
mistaken.
lawyer said that he's praying that he gets a good. Like, when your lawyer
Ooh.
praying,
Yeah, I've
Ouch.
read that too.
Ouch.
But
it's a
I'm
wrap.
trying to give the other side of it. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying?
But
Jammer's giving that Christian side. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, that RZA side. When RZA
Uh,
get out of his situation.
you
You know
know,
what I'm saying?
there is some credence though to what Bebo P is saying around the whole, like, you know, he came from this life type of stuff, and that's also why I think a little bit longer of a blow up would have helped him as well, right? Because almost, if you listen to any rapper that was involved in the game, they told you. Almost all of them have said within their first album, maybe even to their second album,
That was kind of done with it.
they was still involved in the game a little bit because they really didn't know or understand what was
most people don't
going
make
on.
money off their stuff until they start
Right.
touring.
Right.
Yeah, yeah,
Right.
and how it was all working and stuff. Even to somebody like Biggie was saying that same thing. It's just
Oh
it's
yeah,
like
like
the
you
difference
God, all
of
them dudes was
yeah, yeah,
saying the
yeah.
same
Like all
thing.
of these cats is you'll hear those stories about. So some of it is some people got caught, others didn't, right? And then the other part of it, I do think, is that time thing, right? Because if you get 2 or 3 years to kind of move through it, have them OGs on your side and all of that stuff, man, that helps you to sort of like to insulate yourself a little bit better until, like Bebo said, you can kind of like legitimately get that mindset of like, man, I gotta like break away from this. Like I gotta like cut it off, you know, like all the way down to to my homeboys, right? Because and hopefully they can see, you know, kind of like a lot of rappers talk about, hey, that's the breadwinner right there. That's the breadwinner. Let's protect the breadwinner, and everything else we'll figure out as long as we protect the breadwinner. But obviously, he didn't get to that point at that place, and hopefully this is not a trend, man.
Well, this is the thing, man. If you're just tuning in, man, we go live every Wednesday, 9:30
You know it.
Eastern, man. You know how it is. LB, Bebo P, man, J Camp.
You,
We are the most dangerous music podcast, man. You come over
you
here
know
for the
us.
real. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, we're here for 45 minutes. We get in, get out, man. You know how we do. But I want to talk about 1998.
Yeah,
We're
man.
gonna talk about that, man. And that's the day, man.
Mm.
Juvie came out with that
Juvie.
400 Degrees, man.
What you
Jay
gonna do,
Kemp
huh?
put me on to
Classic.
Juvie, man. And you know, it's a classic album, man. It went 4 times platinum. Jay-Z did a free verse to get on this joint on the high record, 400 Degrees, man. He was 23 years old when this joint came out, man. I gotta start with J Camp because it's Louisville. They was repping hard in Louisville. What was your thoughts when this
Absolutely.
dropped, man? And just going back to it now, you know, just seeing how long how classic it is, you know what I'm saying, at this point.
Man, it's crazy because it really. I got to give like Slim and Bird they props on this, man, because Juvie was already kind of being promoted and marketed well in the
Yeah.
South because they was doing a
Uh-huh.
lot of different little small like fair type concerts. Juvie had an album out actually before that, the Soldier Rags joint. So he already
Someone
kind of
Soldier
had a
Rags, dog.
buzz. He already had a buzz. You know what I'm saying? He had been on BG solo projects.
Yeah.
The
Uh-huh.
Hot Boys, the first Hot Boys album, which came
Yeah.
out before this.
Mm-hmm.
So he
School him,
already
J
had a
Camp.
buzz in the South.
Yeah.
He already
No, he
had
did.
major buzz in the South. So when this came out, it just put him completely over the top, man, because that's when they had that Universal
Yeah.
big money
University.
pushing it too, man. And this thing it just blew out of proportion, man. It blew the world up. It was like a scud, you know what I'm saying, hitting the South. And it really, man, that I think that put, outside of Outkast, I think at that time, this Juvie album really did
Facts.
put the South on the East and the Midwest real heavy.
Huge.
I feel like this is one of the albums that did it.
Yes.
It was that much of a heavy hitter. It
Heavy
really was.
hitter, man.
Debo, what was your
And
thoughts, man,
his
when you
singles,
heard
his
this bull,
singles
man?
were off the chain, like the high, because people
Oh,
wasn't
man.
really used to that Creole slang
Singles?
like that, being national.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So he had a lot of that New Orleans, Louisiana slang on that, and of course, the back that ass up, yo, was just
Crazy.
it's still
Bebo,
being
what's your
played in the
thoughts on this,
club.
Bebo?
Yeah, man.
I never was really big on the Juvenile, the Hot Boys, or
What?
the Cash Money. I wasn't. Nah. No, whatever. You see the black hoodie on. No,
You about to
but
get
no,
fired,
but
Bebo.
here's the thing though. I mean, just because I wasn't digging a situation doesn't mean that I can't acknowledge a hit when I hear it.
Right.
Or
Yes.
a staple of an artist or album.
Yeah, man.
When it's out, I mean, it was that back that thing up and whatnot. It was all over the or that high. Well,
Yeah.
was that on this album? I can't remember.
Oh,
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay,
it was the
yeah.
first
So,
single.
I mean,
That was the
That's what
first
got him
single.
on TRL.
yeah. Well, there you have, and you can't deny somebody's results, and I didn't fully dislike them, you know what I'm saying, because I think my actually I kind of liked BG and Wayne out of the Hot Boys the most out of the
Okay.
collective, you know what I'm
That's
saying.
fair.
That's a lot of people's favorite too. So,
What's
Yeah.
that?
Yeah. I said that's fair. I said that's a lot of
BG
people's
was my
favorite too.
guy.
Yeah,
man.
yeah. But
BG has a hell of a storyteller, boy.
absolutely,
Yes.
he was. For what it is that he does, but it just wasn't my cup of tea.
Yeah.
Nonetheless, I recognize a staple in the music industry when I see it and or hear it. And this album of all of his albums that he's ever dropped was definitely that for him and for Cash Money Records. So
LB,
shout
what
out
was
to
your thoughts?
Juvenile, shout out to the Hot Boys,
Yeah,
shout out
man.
to Cash
Shout out to
Money.
Juvenile.
LB, what was your thoughts,
Yeah.
man, on this album, man? I know we were still just getting a college, man, when this dropped.
Yeah, nah, man, just totally massive. I like how J Camp kind of set us up and gave us a little context of what was going on with
Sorry, I had to ruin it.
no,
No,
just talking about how he was on these previous albums. He was in the
Yeah.
Hot Boys.
Yep.
So like,
Yeah.
I almost think of it like a lead singer that was in a group. Like, oh, you Beyonce with Destiny's Child. When you get ready to come out with Beyonce just by herself, everything is already
Which
built
is a total
into it.
opposite that we said with Fetty Wap. Fetty Wap didn't
Yeah.
get to do that. And so
Yeah.
Juvie, this was like Juvie's masterpiece.
Yep.
Yeah, so it was good to I like having that context of like where we were at, what was going on, and then how he had so much steam before he ever got to this point. Listening to a lot of it, so I never thought that like High would come out like that. Like that was
neither.
just it was bonkers crazy. And of course, back that ass up. Come on, man. Like everybody
Anytime
knows.
you hear that,
That's what I'm saying. Everybody know that song.
Everybody
From the,
everybody going to the dance floor.
from the
It's like
first
Poison
note.
now. It's like the BBB Poison. You gonna
Yeah,
hear
man.
it, back that ass up
Yeah.
now in the
There's
club
a handful
forever.
of songs that you know from the first word or the first tone, and that's one of them songs right there. You know what I'm
That's
saying?
Shout
true.
out to Manny.
That's true.
Can we give our flowers to Manny Fresh though?
Yeah, man,
Absolutely.
Manny got
Can we
it.
give our
man.
flowers
Shout out
to
to
Come
Manny,
on.
Manny,
man.
bro?
Shout out to
Come
Manny Fresh.
on,
Yeah.
Manny
Come
Fresh
on, man. Look
killing
like
it,
Winnie
man.
the Pooh out
And,
there. You know.
and even when he was doing the pandemic DJing, man, his pandemic DJing was killing too, bro.
He was, yeah, it was
Yeah, he
fire
was doing his
too.
thing on that level. So shout
Man.
out to him for
So
that. too.
just crazy stuff, and then all the remixes, the high. There was like
A whole bunch of
72
them.
million high
A
remixes
whole
out there.
bunch of
You know what I'm saying? Everybody wanted to hop on the high. You know what I'm saying? And just say, "Oh, high this, high." You know what I'm saying? So it was just crazy, man. It's amazing, awesome. Juvie's a great artist. I saw him in his later ages at man, one of them little hole in the walls in Indianapolis, bro.
The Vogue.
Right.
Yeah, it might have been the Vogue or something, bro. He was probably it was later in his career, man. But I just kind of laugh about that because he was
But I
doing
just
club
find it
stuff at that
funny
point,
too, LB,
and it
is
was
that
fun.
High grew on a lot of like our favorite MCs though, because even cats like Buster was like, man, I didn't know
Yeah.
what this dude was saying. He said he had to
Yeah.
put the headphones on because again,
Mhm.
that Louisiana tongue, that
Yeah,
Creole
yeah.
tongue.
And to
So
be
they didn't.
clear, this wasn't a huge thing in that moment in time. Like, because even when you think about like what Master P was doing, they still hadn't quite saw this level of
No, not
success.
this level.
You know what
Not
I'm
this
saying?
level.
So even though people
Yeah.
kind of got a little bit of that, most people they started to understand. I think West Coast slang a little bit, but
That down south totally
nobody.
different, man.
Yeah. That South vernacular was
Man.
not nowhere near in the
It was,
popular
they were
culture at
saying
all. You know what I'm
"woody,"
saying?
like all that type of
Yeah,
like
Woody.
just
Woody.
slang
And
to
let's be
that
100.
region.
They the ones who brought in all the white tees down to your knees.
Yeah.
And boo.
Oh yeah, facts.
Yeah,
that's
I
true,
mean,
too.
bling
They bringing
bling.
in
I
white
mean,
tees.
and
Yeah.
how bling
Yeah,
bling
man.
is now an official word in the
Yeah.
dictionary. So I
Yeah,
mean,
it's
them dudes
crazy.
was trend setting, man.
Oh,
Yeah.
absolutely. Facts.
Hey, let's be
unbelievable,
100.
man.
When we went to college, everybody stopped wanting the East Coast kind of looking dudes, and they started wanting some of these like
Oh yeah.
you know
If you didn't have a Go Grill, you wasn't getting in the
magnificent
game.
type
Yeah.
dudes. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Gold grills and
So gold
dreadlocks,
grills
bro.
and all that. Everybody started getting the,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Because
Yeah.
Woo brought the fangs in, you know, the goatee
Yeah.
with the
Right.
fangs, but then
Yeah.
you know they brought in a whole different swag, man. You know what I'm saying?
Whole
So
nother
shout out to
level, man.
Cash Money,
Shout out to
Birdman,
Cash Money,
Slim.
man.
You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Just like that movement was so crazy and organic too, man. So
It was
you
organic,
know,
man.
shout out to them, man. You
Yeah,
know,
that's what
as
was
far as
dope
them
about
holding
it
it
for
down,
sure.
man.
And
whatnot.
especially coming up in No Limit Shadow too. To
Exactly.
rise
Yeah,
out of
yeah,
that
yeah.
is
Because nobody
unbelievable to
thought
me.
that you could eclipse that at that moment in time, and then when they did it, man, it was just it was crazy.
They
You
took
know,
off.
I gotta make a correction because I just realized something. It was Turk instead, not so much BG. Earlier
Oh
statement.
no, that's
And,
true.
but
Turk was
shout
that
out
dude
to
too.
Turk though. But I
Turk-
wanted to give him his
Turk is
flowers
dope.
too because I don't remember.
Yes.
You know, I think that's the name that didn't get mentioned yet. So I just wanted to throw that name out there in the midst of everything that you guys have mentioned. So shout out to Cash
shout out
Money.
to Turk, man. Shout
Yeah,
out
Hey
to
man,
man,
you
Turk.
need
Shout
to.
out to
Hey
Turk
man,
as
if
well.
y'all haven't hit that subscribe button, man,
that
that like button, man,
subscribe,
hit
hit
that,
that
man.
like.
That lets YouTube know that we rocking it right. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
What's
Let
the
us
other
get in that
YouTube
algorithm,
guys
man.
say?
So again,
It
man,
really
like I
helps
said,
the
show us some
channel
love,
a lot.
man. Hit that subscribe joint, man, and
Yeah.
let us get in the game or whatnot.
Oh man.
LB's off
Say,
the
say
chain.
that again, L, for the people in the back.
Some of the people on the other YouTube shows, they'd be like, it really helps the channel and this video a lot. But yeah, no, we do need them likes and we do need them
That's right,
them
baby.
subs, man. Subscriptions like
Yeah,
ID
yeah.
Fed, man. We need all of that.
All
right.
of that.
Man, if y'all ain't hit that like button yet, we gave y'all time. What's up, man? Stop fronting, man. Dang.
Stop
Stingy
playing with
with
us.
likes. Stingy
Stop
Yeah,
playing
man.
with us.
So looks
Stop
like
playing
we
with us.
might
Man,
have a
look like we
little
got
bit
a
of a
little
technical
loss.
difficulty. It's all good.
Uh-oh.
Oh, there
Nah.
he is. There he is.
Now Slim is
Hey man,
back.
hold on, baby Bill. Hold up now. Hey, but shout out to Bruce, man. He's been showing some love,
yeah.
man. He was there a little
Okay.
earlier, man.
Yeah. Snoop did just turn
Nah.
50. Shout out to Snoop and happy
Okay.
birthday.
Yeah.
Rest in
So
peace
shout
to
out to
Snoop's mom, too.
young Bruce holding it down, man.
Rest in
For
peace to
sure,
Snoop's
for
mom
sure,
and
for
happy
sure.
birthday to Snoop.
all
Yeah,
day.
yeah, man.
We
And
gotta
shout out to
get some.
all-
Shout
who
out to
are
Nightmare.
elder statesmen.
Calvin Brodus.
Yeah,
Man, so much Cal.
Yeah, yeah.
you know it.
Oh man, I'm over here.
Still trying to pay that bill, son. What's going on?
Man, I was like, dude, did
We
I
got a
pay
show
my
to
bill?
run. We got a show to run. Oh, that's why he got
bill?
distracted. Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
man.
That's why
Nah.
Cass got distracted.
Of course, they're coming out with this wonderful feminist movie, and of course, they have to have all women on the soundtrack. So, Holly Berry's coming out with a movie. Bruise is about a female MMA fighter, which is to be dope. Shout out to Holly, man, doing your thing, man, from
good
Ohio,
stuff.
man. You crazy, but we still love you.
She's not so crazy.
We knew that when David Justice, you had David
yeah.
Justice's name on your butt, man.
And shout out to Dave Justin, who was part of that 95 World
and shout out to the Braves, man. You know what I'm saying, for doing their thing, man. You know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Shout out to the Braves.
Show Dave Justin some love up in here.
This is the first time they're having a all-female soundtrack to a movie that's all rap. Do y'all think that's a big deal? Because of the artists, it's not like Queen Latifah, the classic females. It's the new age sweeties.
I think,
who are just selling products.
I would have much more respect for it, Slim, if it had like the Queen Latifahs, the MC Lights. Because if you're gonna make it a all-female rap album, to me, you need to embrace the thing. You need to embrace everybody. The past and the future. I don't mind like Saweetie and some of these others on there. I just think if you're gonna do this, to me, I thought it was a moment to kind of like give women of hip hop their flowers. And if you're gonna do that, you gotta have the MC Likes, the Roxanne Shantae. You gotta have them on there. If this is what you're gonna do, to me.
I agree, man. BOP, what's your thoughts, real quick, man?
pretty much my exact same sentiments. I was going to say something very similar. I'll add on to that by saying that something like this would have been better, I think, if it had been done, let's say, like the 90s or so. Maybe the early 2000s at the latest. Maybe.
I agree with that.
I would say, to couple my statements with Jay Camps, I was thinking the exact same examples, your Queen Latifahs, your MC Lights, maybe throw in somebody modern as well,
even like a Mia X, you know what I'm saying?
Mia X, yeah, somebody like that. Throw in a Meg Thee Stallion too, or somebody that ilk somehow.
Absolutely.
But you know what I'm saying? But with the lineup that I'm imagining that they're gonna throw on this one, no shade to the female artists out there, but the roster is just not as strong as it was at the time of Set It Off, when that movie came out.
Well, but this thing, it's not. I don't think this is for us. I mean, I'm not even talking about for men. I'm talking about. It's not even for like women, from that was growing up in the '90s kind of stuff. I think this is really just to get those younger black women with the pig nose ring out to watch the movie.
Well, and that's understandable.
I'm not hating.
No, ain't nobody hating.
It's
just have a mixture, because their roster out here in the music industry is still not as solid as it needs to be.
No,
it's all I'm saying.
And let's be 100. Cardi B sells records. Everybody else doesn't.
Exactly.
there you have it.
And that's why I was saying, Slim, in order to help artists like Saweetie, why not have her featuring Queen?
There you
know
go.
What I'm saying, why not have her featuring Lauryn
And
Hill,
honestly,
Rapper?
Jay, this is why you need to be an A&R. I think that's what they're doing. And so, and of course, Cardi doesn't want to share it on Limelight, but I guarantee you, they're giving her a bag to kind of drag these little joints up the hill.
Finish
You know
line.
what I'm saying?
Dragging them across the finish line.
And let's be 100. Like, this is a type of movie where it's a hit the wall joint, and so it's like, yeah, girl, we ain't got no boyfriends. Let's go out and watch this girl beat up on everybody. You know what I'm saying?
Oh shoot! Hey, Holly Berry was getting down on that level with that John Wick 3. So
okay.
So I wouldn't be surprised if Iceberg Slim was right on that, because if you saw
and she was in that
action stuff,
Gold now. She was on that 007 too.
Yeah, but that was like 15 years ago when there was no iPhone.
Yeah, but John Wick 3 just came out like a year or two ago.
Yeah,
So
That's
John
true.
Wick 3. Yeah, that's
and
true.
she had the dogs biting the nuts. So
What's your thoughts on it though,
spoiled.
L?
You know what? Hey,
That's L's thoughts.
I'm
Right.
I'm happy that they all are getting together and showing a level of unity, because I do think there's some value in that.
Oh,
Um,
absolutely.
and so that's really dope. I completely agree with you guys, though. There was it's like they got the initial idea, and nobody made like the idea 1.1 or 1.2 or 1.3.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They were just like,
Yeah.
oh, idea 1.0, and they just kind of stopped. And it would have been nice if they would have got it a little bit further, and maybe they will.
Yeah.
But as it stands, yeah, it does feel a little light. I will say I am glad to see that Rhapsody is somebody who's supposed to be on here as well.
Shout out to
And
Rhapsody,
Man,
man.
shout
Oh,
out
yeah,
to
yeah,
Rhapsody.
definitely,
shout
Yeah.
out to Rhapsody for
definitely.
sure. And the City Girls, they kind of move records ID, not quite Cardi B
They
level,
do.
but
JT and them do.
and
What
then
she said?
the last thing
Got
is,
the tiger stripes on the
you know what, they should
on the
they should
cooch.
have had
Oh
they should
God.
have had my girl from Detroit on there, man. No Cash Doll. What they doing out
Right,
here? You know what
right.
I'm
Yeah,
saying?
man. Well,
So yeah, but
Hey,
this is
hey,
the thing, man. We always about the ladies getting their money. Salute to the
yes,
ladies,
absolutely.
man. Like
Yeah.
regardless of
yes,
what y'all on
get that
with your
cash.
BBLs and your fake boobs.
Watch out.
Uh, yeah. Shout out to y'all,
Also,
man, for
Dej
doing
Low.
your thing, man, and
Let's do it,
only looking
man.
out for
Dej Low.
yourself.
Okay, okay.
Um,
Uh,
These such a
Man,
speaking of,
savage.
oh my god,
oh man,
dog.
come on.
These dudes, man. First of all,
I'm tired
what
of them.
happened to Will? What happened? What happened to Will Smith? Will Smith was one of my heroes. What is going on with Will Smith? This dude is taking major L's.
He needs some milk.
He needs milk.
Stop.
He like this thing. This dude is damn near a billionaire. If he's not, he's a billionaire, and he's having all these problems. And I'm not saying that his wife is the issue, but he just said that he was trying to take his own life at some point, and it's like, well, why would you do these things?
Okay.
Why are you having issues in your life where you're a great actor, great dude?
Teddy Wap
You know, what is the issue that he's having?
You trying to set the stage.
What is going on?
You
Why
trying to
he
set the
wants
stage.
to? Why he's not enjoying his life?
Come on, man. We get what you putting down.
What is going on? I don't. LB, help me out, man. Why does a black man has all the money and access in the world wanting to take his dude stuff to him? Somebody on YouTube, I can't say that. Why would he want to do those things to himself when supposedly you have the woman of your dreams, children, and you still have your hairline, you still look
we
good.
don't know if
for your
that's real,
skin.
but okay.
What's going on, LB? Help us out, man.
I don't know. This just goes to show that it really isn't about like money and fame and all of that stuff. Up until a certain point, it is about money, but after a certain point, wealth is in a healthy relationship, which he clearly doesn't have a healthy relationship. You know what I'm saying? Healthy kids, healthy family. That's where wealth is. Now, don't get me wrong. If you out here and you making, $11 an hour, it's always about the money. You know what I'm saying? But hey, listen, if you can get to north of 100,000 as a single owner or north of 200,000 as a household, as it starts to get beyond that money can go to good use, but it's not gonna help your like happiness, man. And he's just basically showing prime example here, number one, because he doesn't have those things. And I also think, if you've gone through a lot of life and you thought that you had those things and you kind of look back and like, man, this was kind of the foundation was kind of shaky. I can see why that may shake you a little bit. You know what I'm saying? that might start to play with your head a little bit and put you in a space that you don't necessarily really want to be in. And I think also, you also got to consider like entertainers. Most entertainers are going to be extroverts. You know what I'm saying? And they're going to be people that want to be out there. And we've seen that there's been some introverted entertainers out there. I'm not saying that there aren't, but you usually need to be successful of some type. And so, if your home life is not healthy and then you go into a pandemic where you can't see people, you can't really be out there being an extrovert like you'd like to be to sort of like, cure some of your ills. This type of stuff will weigh on you, man. So that's why your foundation, man, needs to be in your home, and you need to make sure, consistently that your home foundation is good. It don't matter how many movies you make with how many millions that you take in after that. It's not gonna fix that home life.
Well, I'm glad you said that. You said home. Now,
Yeah.
I think his biggest issue is in his home.
Clearly,
Jammer, what's your thoughts, real quick, man? Like, this is the thing. You see her face here? She's smiling. This dude has swagger right here, right there. Look at her face here. Jammer, what's going on, man? You guys are married. We in the married man bag right now. What's going on, man?
Put on married man Koofy and
put on the Koofy, bro.
Come on, Koofy Turner.
Pass it from L to Koofy Turner.
Koofy hour.
Koofy yeah, first hour. Of all,
married man Koofy hour.
I respect the heck out of what LB just said, man. I mean, he wrote a book over there and could have handed it to him. Like, look, man, this is everything that's going on with you right now. That's real. It's facts. Like, we should have dropped 20 bombs. What LB was over his hand. All facts. But man, I mean, I ain't the type of dude who would ever play around with some suicide stuff. If that man was going through stuff like that, hopefully he's getting the attention that he needs as far as like mental therapy. Hopefully he's getting that. But to answer ID's question, man, I understand like what LB said, that money ain't everything, but if you really just ain't happy, bro, like, and to me, it's not like she's hiding who she is. And I'm not knocking Jada, because at least she can admit to who she is.
Well, she never admitted. She never even admitted anything. She said she had a
well, what I'm saying is, what I mean, I'm talking about her optics. So she's not shy about her optics.
Oh, okay.
Well, you showed three or four optical slides of what she's over on. So to me, she's not hiding it. So if I'm Will, I'm like, well, I can't say I can't speak for another man, but she's shown you who she is, man. So to me, it's just a choice that he's made. He's made his choice. He's gonna.
So do you think he put too much into trying to make her happy?
I mean, I just think overall he's a pretty decent dude. I think he's caught up in that. I think he comes from a family where his pops are still around. So he's seeing that side of things too. Don't he get like about 4 or 5 siblings, something like that, and they all got families and stuff. So to me, it seems like Will has kind of grew up in that environment, and he's trying to force this in his situation now, and it's just not. It's not working.
Before you get in, Hill, I just wanted to update everybody. First of all, how can you heal about, taking something serious like that when your wife is over here talking about you every week on this Red Table Talk, talking about his sex life was trash and all this other stuff, but then she goes back and says it's not trash. Then somebody says, dang, Will is he probably is in a depressed state. He needs to hang with Future. And then Future said, I don't want to hang with Will. I want to hang with Jada. Dude, hold on, man. Where are my gunshots? And then he's selling hoodies that says, I'd rather hang with Jada.
Yikes.
Yeah.
Dude.
But
I mean, this is the thing, Hill. Did he, I mean, who's the problem, man? Who's the problem? Is it him not understanding the game? Is it him not understanding?
I will say, I feel like Future's making him relevant though. Before Bebo goes in, like, why you got a hoodie that says that you got another man's name on it, bro? You making him relevant,
bro.
So to me, you But go ahead. I can't stand when cats be doing it. I mean, I get Future being petty. That's who Future is. But it's like, come on, dude. Why you put another band's name on your shirt? To me, that's fruit gaze.
I think he
Yeah,
put Jada's name on there, didn't he?
But either or, I'm not. I understand what you're saying.
sorry,
I'm not putting somebody's wife on my hoodie. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I thought he put Will's name. Like, I'd rather hang with Jada than Will. I thought Will's name was in there.
Hill, bad, man. What is going on, Hill? What, man? Help us out with
Hill, go in.
You got all the ladies, man. Give us some game.
Yeah, man.
Whatever.
Put that on, bro.
There's a lot that could be said about this situation, but to answer your question, it's Will's fault.
Okay.
It's Will's fault. I mean, he's the one that wanted her. He married her. He's known for quite some time what she was about, and
optics.
And he knew about her mama too.
There you go.
The mama said everything.
The host said it, folks, not me.
There was a whole laundry list. It was a menu of items that was in Will's face.
I'm telling you.
I mean, let me take one from you real quick, Hill.
He
was thirsty and he drank a whole bunch of ocean water. You know what I'm saying? You can't be thirsty and drink nothing that's gonna make you sick.
And here's the thing. To couple that along with a portion of what Elle said, his foundation is moist soil. We're talking about, again, one of the most successful men and males in entertainment in Hollywood.
Yes.
And yet he lacks fulfillment and he lacks joy.
Yikes. That's tough.
So I'm just gonna say one of the things is he's not following a righteous value system. He hasn't for quite some time. But let me just, without going too deep, one of the things that actually I just sent this to ID probably an hour before we got started. He not only considered committing that act on himself, he's considered doing that to his father too. So what that goes to show to some level or degree is he's got a problem with black men. Somehow, some way, if you like, you consider doing that to another man, and you consider doing that to yourself, and you thought you were doing the right thing for so long, and you're just again not fulfilled. You're lacking a sense of confidence as a man, the man that you're supposed to be. Think about it like this: the movie 300, right? There's a part in the movie 300 where the boy gets sent out to the woods, and he has to be sent out to the woods in order to, fight some kind of creature, a bear, a wolf, whatever.
Yeah, you're talking about Leonidas, right?
Yep, Leonidas when he was a boy. But that's just how it was in Rome, period. And if you came back, then that means you passed one of the first and most essential test of manhood, and that is you have to learn how to endure suffering as a man. Males don't necessarily know how to do that and don't know how to handle the endurance of stress, pressure, the weight of various burdens on your shoulder and so forth. And here you have Will Smith that's not understanding and knowing how to deal with that in various forms in relations to Jada Pinkett Smith. She's doing what she's naturally been doing for pretty much her whole life.
Yeah.
Prayers to this.
She's just in her natural state. Oh, I'm sorry. This is what makes this the world's most dangerous podcast.
It
More than half y'all don't want to hear this. More than half y'all don't want to hear this. Y'all too busy pulling it up. Because more than half y'all out there betas yourselves.
Hey man, the sad part is there's two dead men in this picture, man.
Yikes.
Both of them dead.
Both of them are dead.
This is the thing, man. Shout out to Will, man. Listen, all black men, we love Will, man. Shout out to Will, man. We grew up watching Will, man.
Yeah,
like real talk, man. I mean, he was with Vivica when she was hot, man. You know what I'm saying? So she done hit that wall, dog.
Hey, hopefully this man can get it back, though.
I hope that man finds.
But this thing though. Let me ask y'all this though. Can he be happy with her still? Does he have to? I mean, of course they have a modern relationship where they probably live in a big old house. They don't have to see each other.
No.
Do you think he has
happy.
to physically, mentally leave her for him to ever be happy?
He has to understand who he is as a man first.
There you go. There is a path to happiness, and that path is always going to have her involved because of the kids. But it's about
she banged his friend.
Hey, I know
banged her son's friend.
I'll say that she's had. Go ahead, Elle. I'm sorry.
You still you forever connected to her because of the kids. You are.
Yes,
but there is a path forward. It's just that path, yes, it definitely involves away from her to some extent.
Well, and that's the thing that I was going to mention too. There's a difference between like being like genuinely connected on a genuine level and then an attachment, because leeches are attached to you, but that doesn't make the leech somebody or an entity that's good for you. They're in fact, their essence is to draw from you.
Drop a bomb.
What he went playing here, Peebo Bryson? I'm trying to understand.
Well, he is allowing her to continue to draw his whatever solidification is left.
Debo's basically saying she's Bram. Bram Stoker's basically.
Bram.
We should just get her some gold fangs and call it a day.
Will needs to figure it out. He really does need to figure it out. And you know, he's realized it for a long time. Anytime you said the statement, and this was several years ago, where he said he, in so many words, he regrets leaving his first wife. It's what he said. So in general, he has. I'm sure he has several regrets. Is what I'm saying, and he needs to work that out within himself. Is all. So this is said with love, not no barbs or nothing like that. But you just got to figure some things out. If you got some regrets, hey, you could still, become a fulfilled person, more fulfilled than where you are now, but you're not going to get there if you don't figure out figure out a lifestyle change that's conducive of healthiness for you and your household.
There you go.
Facts. You gotta put that Mr. Rogers gear on, man. Before you get on the mic next time.
A little red, my little sweater while I'm flipping.
Yeah. You in that therapist. You in that therapist bag.
Man, take them shoes off quietly while you drop the knowledge.
Giving Will free therapy. Free therapy.
That's right.
Bruce
stop.
said
look, Nightmare needs to stop. Stop joining Lucas as role model.
Right.
Look, man, stop. Just soak up the game. Stop hating, y'all.
God. Oh man. Hey man, before we get out of here, man, like, what's your thoughts, man? Before we get to the weekend, man. Any little shout outs, man? Anything I just seeing, man, that we need to, the audience needs to just highlight.
I do, but I'm gonna let one of my other brothers go before I do.
Go ahead, Bebo. Man, you got it, dude. Go ahead. You go right on ahead, man.
Well, this goes to the case studies that we just gave of Fetty Wap and actually Alpo. And Alpo, he's no longer with us, after having a second chance to make his decisions. Fetty Wap, he's praying for a second chance, right, so to speak. So though we don't know what the situation is going to be with the Fetty Wap or that ilk, we definitely definitely want to wish the best for anybody out there going through it. But let's understand the fact that we cannot afford to squander whatever second, third, fourth, whatever chances that we have, because we definitely don't want them to be the last for our people in our community, because we go through enough of it as it is right now. And we just don't want another tragic situation to happen, even for Will. Whatever that is for whoever out there, make them best of the present that you have as we speak.
Yeah.
Hey man, real talk, man. This is why you come over here, man. Like it's more than just music, man. We look at the men, we look at the women, man. We look at what the the people who making the music, man, what they go through too is not just all, I am made so four times platinum and everything's wonderful. I mean, dude, you're looking at, we've seen, being 40 years old, man, we've seen the beginning of stuff, the end of stuff, man. And like I said, you got to be careful out here, like what Bebo P said, man. When you get another opportunity, man, definitely, get on it, man. Do your thing, because you don't get many of them, man. I'll tell you that, man. And like I said, to see LL, Jay, even Dame, man, just being happy, man. Like, that's the biggest thing, man. When you come here, man, it's about four black dudes. Man, we all got fams. We love each other, man. It's real talk. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Bruce. Shout out to all our brothers, man, that's out here, supporting what's going on. At the end of the day, man, just be careful, man, as the holiday season starts, dude, and just understand, man, like, we here to celebrate music, hip-hop, and the truth always, man. And like I said, and black family, man. Let's be 100, man. Black family all day.
Round of applause for that.
And then, like I said, man, the jewels that we dropping. We on this 90-day run. We're gonna give y'all a lot of content, man. It's hilarious, man. Like these brothers right here, man, are so talented, man. That's why I don't even say nothing, man. I really just sit back, man. And we have so much fun, man. And we've been doing this for 2 years, and we just finally getting it right. So, like I said, stay tuned with us, man. And before we leave out, LB, man, just throw some shout outs, man, and just some thoughts before we get out of here.
Oh man, just shout out to family, right? We're family here, and we also have other families that we have and that we appreciate and we take care of. And hopefully you have family. Hopefully you have some blood family and some other people that may not be blood that also operate as your family, because it's too important. Right, it's important at all levels and at all places, and it helps you to stay grounded and really to hopefully give you some amount of peace. Now we know that family gives us a lot of stress, so to keep that in mind as we head into the holiday season, because that can be tough as well. So because the holidays is not always honky dory for everybody, so just hopefully you had a family. Let's keep the family, and let's take this family with us forward, into the future, because building with people is really where happiness is at. It's not really in the thing. And we out of here. Let's get on out of here now.
Hey man, I don't know what that was.
I'm ready to get out.
JC, man, take us home, man, real quick.
Man, that's off the chain. But yeah, man, but definitely shout out to you brothers, man.
Absolutely.
Shout out
to the people, man. I think, we just giving you our perspective, you know what I'm saying? It's from the heart, you know what I'm saying? We ain't BSing the perspective. So I just hope
it's all love. It's all love.
That everybody took something from it. Because
please,
what Bebo was saying, what LB was saying about family, what Bebo P was saying just about taking care of yourself. You got to love yourself first
and foremost.
You know what I'm saying? Because especially if you got legacies, because they watching you.
Yeah,
you have to understand you a walking billboard. You are advertising every day. So if you got legacies, they seeing that. I'm talking to you, Will. You don't want your kids to be crazy, man. You don't. So get yourselves together. Fans of Fresh Out. Get yourselves together. I hope that you absorb all the jewels that was dropped on you.
Yeah.
And as always, we out here.
With much love.
Man, we catch y'all next Wednesday, man. Good looking out, man, on the people looking out on the show, man. Like I said again, you know how we do, man. Fresh out.
Fresh out. Out the building.
Fresh out.
Yep. You know us. Go ahead and hit that subscribe.
And that like button.
You know.